Daniel knew that if he were to break this law, he would be thrown into the lion's den. I mean, that's a pretty dark situation to be in, right? To know that you will probably die if you break the law. But what does he do? He gave thanks. So, I mean, this is such an amazing story, right? Of someone who was probably in one of his darkest days. He was about to basically die because people tried to conspire against him. And yet, the first thing he did was what? He gave thanks. He gave thanks to God. And he was delivered, right? He was delivered. And I think that this is the perfect message for today, for Thanksgiving, because I think we're in this time where, I mean, obviously, you know, we're lucky that we won't be killed, at least in this country. I mean, in the rest of the world maybe, but in this country, we won't be killed for praying or for, you know, for our faith. But I think the message here is bigger than that. It's saying that if we, in our most darkest days, the natural tendency for us is to not give thanks, right? Can you think of your worst day this past week? Can you think of your worst day or this past month? Think about it. What has been the worst day this past week or month? And on that day, were you grateful? Did you give thanks for that horrible day? You went to Google and you what? Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's not our natural tendency to be grateful for our misfortunes, right? It's not our tendency to give thanks when we are suffering. But I think that's the message here, is that in our suffering, in our darkest days, we should still give thanks and we should still pray. Daniel being an example or a testament of what giving thanks and what prayer in these days can do, right? It shows that